a very impromptu video, but I also, is it overexposed? I hope this lighting is okay. I cannot tell, but I just finished filming my what I read in 2023 video, and hence all of the piles of books that aren't even all in frame. So that video should be out. If you want to see all of the books that I read this last year, definitely give that a watch. I'm going to link all of the other book related videos down below in a playlist as well, because I'm posting a lot of book videos, whether they are older ones that I've done or a couple from this last year. I'm trying to get more into book content, and I'm actually in the middle of filming, I think 2 or 3, but because they are videos where I'm reading more than one book in the video, it's just taking a while for me to finish those. Those will be up soon too. If you're not into book content, I have a lot of other videos as well on like vlogs, manifestation, journaling, OnlyFans, money, like wide range here, but definitely subscribe. When I was preparing all of the books for the books that I read in 2023 video, I came across my TBR pile for January, and I know that this video probably won't go up as early as I would like it to go up, but I still want to do a anticipated TBR for January, winter, February. I do have a separate like February TBR list, so I'll probably make a video on those books closer to February. By now it'll probably be close to February anyway, because it's gonna take me a couple weeks to get this video up probably, but I still want to share this video. It'll just be more of like a winter, January anticipated TBR. I really do hope that I get to all of these books. If I get into a specific momentum, I can definitely read books pretty quickly, but I don't know, it's harder for me to read books quickly in the winter for some reason, so I'm really trying. So we'll see how many of these I actually get to soon, but if you are not yet subscribed, definitely subscribe. I also have a book Instagram account called Booking It with Mac. I'll link it down below. Go follow that account. I love that community over there, and it's almost to 1,000 subscribers or followers. But yeah, let's just get right on into these books that I want to read. I will say the current books that I'm finishing right now are The Hunger Games and Catching Fire. I wanted to read those after seeing the new prequel movie that was out, and over the holiday season that felt like a really easy trilogy just to get into. Well, is it technically a trilogy now if there's 4 books? I've never read them before, so I wanted to really read them because I want to read the 4th new book, but I felt like I have to read the first. It doesn't matter, but that's what I'm currently kind of like finishing up. Now that it's January, it's a new year, fresh start. I have a lot of specific types of books that I like to read at the beginning of a new year, including more focused on self-improvement, self-help, manifesting, spiritual, with a bit of like, and then I have a fluffier winter romance read, and just books that like look like a winter book. I don't know how to explain it, but I think that makes me a mood reader. I don't know. I just know that if I look at a certain book, like I read this last July, this one's obvious, but like People We Meet on Vacation, I look at this and I'm like, oh, I have to read this book in July. This is a July book. So these are the books that I look at and I'm like, oh, this is a January book in my head. I don't know if that makes sense to anybody else, but let's get right on into my TBR. I have 6 books here. We'll see if I can do it. That's more than 1 book a week. And right now with my routine and how I've just been, and my reading habits, we'll see. But the first book on this list is A Spark of Light by Jodi Picoult. I don't know, this cover just looks like January to me. Oh, I said her name wrong by habit. Jodi Picoult. But Jodi Picoult is one of my favorite contemporary fiction writers of like our current time. Her books are just so easy to get into. I always love the twists. I love the legal, like they usually have some sort of case or legal like dilemma. She's really good at making you empathize with all of the characters' perspective, even if it's not something that you necessarily agree with yourself. And there's usually some sort of like ethical case or court or dilemma of some sort. So A Spark of Light is one of her newer works and it looks really good. The back, I'll read like the first paragraph of the back. It says, "The warm fall day starts like any other at the center, a woman's reproductive health services clinic, its staff offering care to anyone who passes through its doors. Then a desperate and distraught gunman bursts in and opens fires, taking hostages." I'm not sure what the rest of the book will entail. Already, I'm seeing a lot of ethical dilemmas at play here, but I'm really excited to read this. Even though it said warm fall day, the cover, it still looks like a winter book to me. So this is what I want to read first to kind of get back into that love of reading. This next one, I will say, it has been a while since I've had like a fluffy, smutty romance book that has just hit. This one I feel like I have to read in winter, and it is Icebreaker. I know a little bit about this book. And I do know that one of my friends was like, I cannot believe you're gonna read that book. But hey, if I'm gonna talk trash about it, or if anyone's gonna talk trash about this book, I think you need to know exactly what the trash is. So I'm gonna read it. And I don't know, maybe it's not as trashy as these people say. Maybe it's actually really good. Like, maybe it's sweet, maybe it's good. I don't know, should I do? I just like literally accidentally saw 2 pieces of dialogue and I'm already like, what the fuck? Okay, if you want to follow along at home, page 284. Didn't mean to read that, but oh my god. So, I can't say more because I feel like if you know, then you already know. Anyway, I do feel like I have to read this before winter is over because it takes place, because it's Icebreaker. Like, figure skater, hockey player, winter sports. Yeah, we'll see. Oh my god, it's so dark in here and it's only 3 p.m. I cannot wait until the days are long again because filming in winter is very tough when it's gray and gloomy and dark out and I have no natural light. Anyway, next book on my anticipated TBR has been on my TBR for a while. I found this thrifting for 99 cents and it is Breakfast at Tiffany's. The blue just looks like a winter book. I cannot explain it. I know the story. This will be a really easy, quick read. It just is a classic story that I feel like I need to read. And it's been something that I've wanted to read since high school. And I love this vintage copy of it that I found thrifting. I believe this was published in like the 80s, like this edition of it or this version. Just a short book that hopefully if I'm in that momentum of reading books quick, I'll pick this up and read it in a couple of days. Now, the next 3 books on my list are like self-improvement, spirituality, manifestation focused, kind of getting me like ready for this new year. The first book that I have always planned on reading at the start of January is Everyday Awakening. What's really special about this book is it's actually written by one of my high school friends' moms, and her daughter, who I grew up with, gave me a copy of this book. Her mom signed it. Her mom wrote, "Love and Peace, Catherine Duncan." So I do feel personally connected to this book already. So I'm really looking forward to reading this. I think it's going to be the perfect time right now to read a spiritual, like self-improvement book like this. It says 5 practices for living fully, feeling deeply, and coming into your heart and soul. I don't know if I mentioned this, but all these books are linked down below. I'm gonna link them in like my Amazon storefront and just like linked. So if you want to check out any of these books, feel free. Oh, I also have my Goodreads down below, so follow me on Goodreads. I don't think I mentioned that. This next book, I bought a beautiful extra copy of this last fall. I already own the first copy of this, but I loved it and ate it up and annotated the whole thing, so I felt when I saw this special version, I should get it and reread it because it has been a few years, and annotate it fresh at 28 rather than 24. Wow, and see if I get anything else out of it, because I believe that this next book truly changed the trajectory of my 20s. I've learned so much, and that is You Are a Badass by Jen Sincero. Look at how beautiful this copy of this book is. It is the ultimate collector's edition with an exclusive new chapter. Back in 2019, or maybe 2020, I read this in January of 2020, and it changed everything, and I truly think this played a part as to how I was so okay in 2020, and it just helped. Like, I learned so much about manifesting the life of your dreams in this book, and I truly don't think I'd be living the life that I live now if I didn't learn all of the techniques in here. So I'm so excited not only to reread it, but also to read the new chapter, and I'm going to annotate it. And like I said, my copy of this book is just covered in annotations, so I'm excited to read it again and see if there's anything new that I uncover. God, I wish I had... Do I have a hair tie down here? I don't, but my partner Ashton's hair tie is down here. That's what I love about dating somebody who also has long hair, is we always have hair ties. We always have good hair products and conditioner at both of our houses. It's great. Anyway, the final book on my January TBR list is Atomic Habits. I'm sure you've heard a lot about this book, and I've actually read this book. However, I did not finish it. I still have my bookmark in here on chapter 17, which is really fitting because 17 is my angel number, my lucky number. It's like the sign that I look for and see everywhere. So the fact that I left this book at chapter 17 is almost like a sign to me. Also, I don't know what this is, like the book just came, I don't know. There was a problem with printing. I don't remember the first 16 chapters, so I might as well just reread it. But I do want to finish it because even now I still hear a lot of people saying really great things about this book. I just want to give it another shot. I did start to read this in January of 2021 and I'm not sure what happened. I don't remember why I never finished it, but I'm gonna try to finish it again because January just feels like the time to read Atomic Habits and maybe learn or get into some new habits. So those are the 6 books on my January TBR list, more like winter TBR. Some of these might trickle into February, but I have a different TBR list for February already that are all like romance books, because it just seems like the best month to read them in. I'll definitely let you know my thoughts. Let me know if you've read any of these and what you thought of them, but please no spoilers. Also, let me know what you are reading this month or what is on your current TBR list, because I'm always adding to mine, but I hope that you enjoyed. I'm excited to see what this new year holds in terms of books and reads and all of that. So definitely stay tuned, but happy January, happy reading, and happy new year.